What's good, y'all? We're just anime people. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and go listen to the full audios on all podcast streaming platforms right now.
And that the person themselves are saying, we kind of rushed through this. We
No,
only
but
had a couple of days to do it and we pumped it out.
I'm not gonna lie. You're still helping my point because it's perspective. For
How
me,
is it perspective?
the reason why I love the season 2 of JJK, especially the Moraga versus Sukuna fight, was for all of the elements put together. The fact that these guys were being overworked and on a time crunch and all that, plus wanting to put it out on their own. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into that episode. You can literally feel it. You can literally feel it, how much work that they put into it. That was the beauty in that episode to me. Yes, it was incomplete. Yes, you can go find a new Blu-ray version. But to me, I will always love that first version because you see the struggle between Sukuna and Moraga versus the struggle between the people that is drawing it. It was all of that for me. That's really why I fucked with it. It was so much emotion with the characters and the people that did it, and that's like why I loved it so much.
I'm not gonna lie, you just sound like a One Piece fan too right now.
That's
I'm
fine.
not gonna lie. I'm like, what are we even saying?
He said Sukuna versus Jogo look better. I love that fight as well. The one fight to me that really just bothered me was Toji and Megami. That was just out of there. I couldn't take it. Like I was taking screenshots. The bunnies was looking half drawn. That was ridiculous. But nigga said I'm like a One Piece fan. There you go. Because think about it, most of the art that people loved in the world, the nigga would tell you, "Oh, I was starving, I was on my last check, this and that. Oh, I found, and I didn't even have no painting board. I found this piece of wood outside by where I was crying all day, and you feel me? It's all the things that comes behind that story. It's not just what you feel me. I'm
I get
not
what
just
you're saying, but
yeah.
I also know there's a different side to art. For instance, most of the artists that are revered nowadays had to be dead or had to sell some sort of tragedy before people could appreciate the art. It's not the art that is selling; it's the story that sells. But I'm saying, just looking at it, and there was an experiment that was actually proven where this person just draws a banana, right? And then says it was Banksy that drew this banana, right? And
Mm-hmm.
everyone was like, oh, this, and people were willing to pay a lot for this art just because they thought it was a Banksy art. It was just a fucking banana that some amateur, he's not even an artist, he just sat down and just drew. And it took them to places, they were invited to places that they should never have been in just because of the name that went with it. So for me, a skeptical person that doesn't even appreciate art to begin with, I'm like, it's a smoke show. There's no
Not all
real
art. The art can be
substance
a
to
illusion.
it.
You're right, but not all of it. Like
I mean, again, so we're giving each other a bit of a leeway because I'm taking you at a very extreme form, is why I'm saying it in a very extreme form. Yeah,
the
you are
JJK
right. There
thing
are certain
I just
things.
told you is not the same as that person making smoke and mirrors. Them, you know for a fact that map people are getting overworked.
I get that. And what was my argument with you? Me, I love anime in every form. I would watch it for days. Do you get what I'm saying? Which
Hmm.
means if you're already given me, I've waited years for certain animes just to see the continuation of the story, not necessarily the art. Just continue with the story. Do you know what I mean? If you
Uh-huh.
have fans that are that dedicated to you, it's an insult to rush through it. Why don't you just take your time? Might as well to pump out something that would be glorious. That's what it is. And if you keep excusing it and accepting it in its half baked form, then accept every other thing in its half baked form. Because if you're gonna excuse it, oh, okay, yeah, we like the story so much, we are okay with you just giving us half baked stuff. Then why should they put any effort to anything? I kind of lost my train of thought in the middle of my sentence right
I get
now.
what you're saying.
But
I,
I'm
I
like, my whole point is not just every story that is told behind something should just be accepted, and not every piece of shit that is given to us should be, oh, you know what, they really were struggling, so we accept it. I mean, I don't have those standards. Give me a good story and I will follow you for life. I don't care about the graphics as much,
Yeah,
particularly.
but that's why I keep going back to perspective though, because I completely understand your perspective. But from my point of view, for me, I see things as a marriage, and not every marriage works. The marriage between the way those mapper artists were drawing and what that fight came out to be, it was amazing, and it won so many awards. The awards speak for it. It was, you feel me?
The awards
It-
don't. Because if you're going based on a Crunchyroll award, we've already established that it's flawed. You have 6 days to
hey, don't do
vote.
that.
No, it's true. You have 6 days to vote, and some people don't even know that you should be voting all 6 days. You have it's all about which people are dedicated to a particular fandom in order to keep voting for it. So I'm sorry, I'm not even giving you that with the votes.
Nah,
Because there are
you
even
right.
categories that were there are even animes that are like High Dive has animes. There are animes that are only on Nine Anime or other websites that don't even come into the award. So for you to even say that, I'm like, you've lost me. Award, particularly when it comes to award, when it comes to anime, means shit. I'm sorry,
That's a fair take.
but I'm just being hard on you. You know that, right? I don't really give a fuck.
Girl, you good? You good? That's what I'm saying. That to me, I really think it's a perspective thing because at the end of the day, all of us watch animes for different reasons, you know.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
and that's why to me it's like, and that's why I keep saying the marriage thing because it's to me it's whoever can perfectly appease to all their worlds that care about them, you know.
Yeah,
But
I get that. But I'm kind of old school in the fact that I don't believe that everyone needs to have like everyone's opinion really matters in the sense
oh my,
because that's the excuse everyone gives. Like even if it's not the right, it's like, oh, but it's my opinion, or but it's my perspective. It's like, okay, when once you put that into an argument, then there's no reason to even argue because while you're arguing, I can't argue your perspective and I can't argue your opinion. At that point, there can't be any conversation had other than me just saying, oh, okay, that just ends the conversation basically. Well, as soon as you say, it's my perspective, it's my opinion, that's it. It's like almost like saying, well, shut up. There's nothing that can be said again because I can't argue your perspective and I can't argue your opinion, can I? I feel as though that's like a very like easy cop out to a dialogue. It's my perspective.
I mean, not really because we didn't talk over each other. You got to say your
No,
complete
no, no, no.
point.
Dude, I'm really just messing with you
I
for the sake
know,
of dialogue.
Erica, why do you keep doing that?
I'm
I'm
sorry.
progressing.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure we're on a
Oh
good page.
God, I'm literally just progressing the conversation. The
Got
the
you.
reason why it is not like an end of dialogue because we're still talking about anime. You got to say your complete piece, and I got to
Hmm.
say mine. So if there are people who are listening, they can understand how you're feeling, and they can hear what I'm saying, and it could give them a whole new perspective. You know, that's why
Yeah.
it's not always a bad thing. Yes, sometimes people can use that as like a negative thing to end the topic, but I don't even see it as that way because honestly, what else can we say besides that? You
Yeah.
said you don't really care about uh, like the art in that type of way and stuff like that. You just want it perfect, you know, and
No,
that's
I like the storyline and I like for instance, my whole reason why I can't read Berserk or watch Vinland or Attack on Titan, I find it very monochromatic. I don't think it has a lot of color to it, and I like flamboyancy in my art.
mm,
Which so as long as you're giving me elements of flamboyant nodes, which usually comes from having some blues and some yellow and
mhm.
green, like pops of color in there, I'm happy. Like it doesn't take much for me. I just need pops of color, something flamboyant, and you have me. Art wise, story wise is a different case. Like if your story doesn't hold water, like you're not getting me
Mhm.
to watch past it. But I feel as though, and you remember I had just finished watching Tower of God right before the second season came because I wanted to be fresh on it. And I
Uh-huh.
told you what I said. I was like, I really don't even see what you guys are talking about. It looks pretty much the same to me. I didn't see a difference in the art. I thought it started slower, and if I was riding on the same like energy of where season one ended, I would be a little bit